Hello, I'm Ron Wasserman with the New York City Ballet Orchestra. In case you were wondering, no, I'm not wearing the pants that go with this suit. Today would have been the start of the New York City Ballet's 2020 spring season. Everyone knows it has been canceled and why. But that doesn't mean that we can't have some ballet in our life. Quarantine version. Without dancers, without musicians except for me. But maybe if you use your imagination, we still have the story. Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake is famous for being dense and unintelligible, even to those of us who profess to present it professionally. Here is what I have been able to decipher from decades of studying the stage from my seat down below in the orchestra pit. I must mention one caveat, in that I have only been able to see the characters from the waist up. Siegfried is an uptight prince, who is kind of named after Siegfried the Wagnerian hero. There are many, many similarities between the two Siegfrieds, especially in the endless length of the music written for them, their inability to make decisions, their confusion in remembering who they are in love with, and their incapacity to distinguish humans from animals that are anthropomorphically transmogrified. The ballet starts right off with a downer. In the middle of a party, Siegfried's mother arrives. We'll refer to her as the ultimate party pooper, to pronounce that his carefree bachelor days are over and he has to get married by tomorrow. His friend Benno, who has no obvious job other than supplying women for casual dalliances with unencumbered princes, introduces him to many, many beautiful girls, any of whom would of course marry the prince, any prince, in a heartbeat. A working girl getting out from under the influence of a pimp like Benno and becoming a princess living in opulence and overprivilege is the stuff of fairy tales, as it were. And Siegfried only has to choose one of Benno's harem, but all seem lacking for some vague reason. Siegfried doesn't yet realize that his indecision is because deep down he has a really weird fetish he yearns to satisfy. This makes him rather pensive and unsure of himself, and we get the distinct impression that Benno knows how to take advantage of stupid rich cats like this. Since he can't sell Siegfried a wife at this moment, Benno, being the politically connected and savvy guy he is, switches gears and dons his other hat, which is selling weaponry to royals. Benno suggests they go swan hunting, even though that isn't really a thing, but it feeds right into his crossbow arms trade business. The scene turns dark. Siegfried is about to crossbow a beautiful swan. Right before he shoots, said swan magically turns into a human, and within about 60 seconds, Siegfried's hormones surge as he realizes that his subconscious kink I mentioned is for bird girls. They dance slowly together for about 45 minutes. Her name is Odette. More on her later. There are a bunch of other swan ladies too. The secret is that they turn human every night. For some reason, they spend their few human hours working on their synchronized swimming rather than going to hook up with other dudes. Odette also has the compulsion to line dance, which she does for about 90 minutes, until the first break of day, which as we now know means swan time, baby. Being the dumb guy he is, Siegfried forgets to get her number. Can you believe it? You wouldn't think he would neglect this, since dream chicks with living plumes don't turn up every day, you know. Now, things move fast, and that evening, at yet another party, his mother introduces him to another crop of beautiful young single women. More of a middle-class crowd. Some of them are wannabe fairies, who will have nothing further to do with this story, but will reappear some years later in a Tchaikovsky ballet about a narcoleptic princess. Others are dancers from various countries with cliched folk music idioms. Siegfried will have none of it, as he is thinking about how Odette's feathers tickle his neck. A weird owl man named Rothbart crashes the party and introduces him to a blackbird woman. This swan girl, named Odile, is played by the same performer as Odette, which is somewhat politically incorrect in my humble opinion. The sight of Odile, almost identical to Odette, except for her being black, sends Siegfried into a paroxysm of erotic fixation, and he dances slowly with her, then a little faster, and then much faster, by which time he has completely forgotten his white bird girlfriend. Somehow this makes Odile permanently human, and the owl man seems oddly happy, even though it was him who cursed her and all the others with that daylight swan business. Clear? I don't know. Siegfried desires to marry the Blackbird girl, but when he realizes that this is going to cause all kinds of problems with his party-pooping and probably racist mother, he tries to get back with the Whitebird girl, but for some vague rules of magic ballet enchantment reason, the Owlman now won't let him have either one. Maybe the Whitebird girl was insulted by his infidelity, or maybe the Blackbird girl was like, I'm out of here, I knew you didn't have the stomach to handle my kind of goodness. Whatever. Also, Siegfried threatens to kill Owlman, but doesn't, because Owlman claims that if he dies, the chicks will remain chicks forever. Anyway, it's all kind of unclear. And as it is taking place at night, after dusk, in a muddy swamp, that makes it worse. But did I say that the music is a brilliant masterpiece? So it all just really doesn't matter. After several dozen more slow dances with Odette and a few fights with Breitbart, Siegfried and Odette, I think, finally danced the super slowest, sexiest dance of the show. But Siegfried and the Whitebird girl surprisingly don't then get it on, but they shock the whole theater by revealing their unspoken, secret, underlying uber-compulsion, a deeper hang-up even than the rampant bestiality, which is they have a suicide pact and have no problem killing themselves. Talk about kinky. Too ludicrous even for him, the Owlman also kills himself, or perhaps he dies of breathing in all that theatrical stage and smoke-infused air. Preposterously, this has the side effect of turning all the other swans into humans full-time. It turns out that Owlman was lying when he said that if he died, the swans would always be swans. Go figure. So the rich guy with the hots for bird girls is now dead, but one can only assume that with the Owlman bird harem dude out of the way, Benno, seemingly on the sidelines for the whole act, will swoop in to corral these homeless featherettes and found the whorehouse business opportunity of his dreams. I guess nice guy Benno was really the true villain of the piece. Yet all this madcap, slapstick, burlesque, dark comedy actually has a happy moral. Which is, whatever it is, you got. Beauty, brains, money, dancing skills, a little extra breast meat, feathers, or whatever. Just rest assured there is someone out there that is seriously turned on by what it is you have. I guarantee it. So just be yourself and be happy. Thanks so much, everyone. This has been Ron Wasserman with the New York City Ballet.